Hi and welcome everyone to this episode of Breakpoint. Welcome Sanoop to Breakpoint.
Hi Nilu, thanks for having me.
Okay, so we'll start off with our fun rapid fire round for you, and we'll have some questions back to back.
Okay.
So my first question to you is, if you could choose any fictional character as your sidekick in your Agile Pentesting adventures that we have been talking about in the episode, who would it be and why?
I want to actually pick up Web Devil for it, but Web Devil is not a fictional character.
I think we should make a fictional character out of him.
I don't know. I think I'm following a lot of Marvel movies or comics. Probably Tony Stark's, because he's more of like a doer guy, engineer himself. Works better to automate a lot of stuff quick as possible.
Yeah, that ideal persona, right?
Yeah, maybe some Jarvis or Friday to do my pen test just in one command.
Yeah, I think with AI coming up, that dream might be possible very soon, but
yeah.
Okay, my next question is, as a pen tester in an agile world, what would be your preferred superpower if you could have it, like to stay ahead of everyone else in the game?
Superpower. Listening, is it counted as a superpower? I don't know.
Humble superpower, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's listen to developers, see what their problems are, try to understand what's the blocking point for them, and then use that to help. Because as pen testers or security people, kind of we already have a superpower to think in a very creative way where maybe only we can do it. So a superpower that we would need additional is listen to them, try to understand, have a sense of empathy, and try to help them.
Great. Very unexpected, but I think very true. Yeah.
Of course, I don't want to fly from one place to another place to solve AppSec problems.
Yeah, why would we do AppSec then? Okay, you've been learning EIDO. I hope I pronounced it correct. Or EI.
EIDO, yeah, EIDO and Kenjutsu, which is more of a Japanese martial art. I started it slightly before the pandemic time, then we got locked down, and now slowly picking it up again.
So what are the similarities that you see between that and pen testing?
Any martial arts actually give you a sense of focus. You can start seeing faster action slow. You can compose yourself before reacting to like any emergency or anything. You can actually find your core focus and then react to it. Probably I can find similarities there. I mean, it just helps in life general. But yeah, I've never used a sword on my Pentest desk, but.
No, I'm going to tell the pen testers that if you are, if your agile sprints are getting shorter, please go ahead and join EIDO.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about your favorite security tool amongst the many tools that you've been discussing with your guests in your Sec Tools podcast. I'm sure you would have some favorites.
That's tough, man. That's really tough to pick one tool. I got learning from every tool authors, and then every month that tool becomes my favorite. So I think my favorite one would be the next month. I know I'm being diplomatic. If I want to
give, podcaster.
Yeah. If I want to like give it away to someone, then definitely I will give it to ToolsWatch. Not specifically for the any tools that he created, but he created a platform where tool authors or open source authors have a stage to discuss. That kind of motivated me to do Sec Tools podcast also. So,
yeah, very foundational aspect that has been addressed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the last question that I have, which is a question, I'll come up with the observation soon, but the question is, particularly in terms of B-Side Singapore, right? You've been running it for the last 4 years.
Right.
Do you remember any unexpected incidents or any memorable thing that happened in B-Sides in all of these years that you would like to talk about?
One thing that I've noticed, it was a bit challenging for us, not challenging, surprising for us to start B-Sides in Singapore, because most of the conferences are kind of commercial. It has its own place for sure. And B-Sides started as easy, affordable, community-driven, content-driven conferences. And we didn't think about finding sponsorship in Singapore, because it might be difficult for finding sponsorship in Singapore, because there is no commercial value we could give it back to them, right? It's purely community-driven. There is no paid talks happening. There is no registration information being shared with these sponsors, and so they can utilize for marketing purposes and everything, because we do respect privacy for our participants. But very surprisingly, people are welcoming B-Sides, and they are ready to support them for throughout these. This is the 5th year we are running, and all 5 years we've been very welcomed by companies here, giving us sponsorships to go and run the show. It's very surprising fact for me. Even today, I don't know how this happens.
Yeah, I think it's a true value that once you start generating that, people eventually would see that, right? And
yeah,
they will take it there. Oh, okay. On a serious note, so this is partly a question and partly not. You have done so many OffSec certifications. Are you planning to be a brand ambassador for OffSec?
No. I think there are definitely more qualified people to become OffSec brand ambassadors. Now, I've done it long back when it was pretty cool back then. I'm in a stage right now that I've realized education, or rather certifications, kind of a stopper for learning. I'm saying it because when I was learning or practicing for OffSec, I was like working really hard, learning about new machines, new exploits and whatnot. But that speed of learning has stopped after I have certifications. I feel that any certification is actually having that effect of stopping me from my speed. It kind of slows me down. Once I have the certifications, it's done. Anyone who's picking up certifications, go ahead. Don't take my words. This is very personal thoughts or personal opinion for me, that even if you're taking certification, don't let the certification pass email stops your learning. Continue learning.
Yeah, that's a good, very good point there. I mean, that's generally, I don't have too many, but I do see sometimes, that we tend to get complacent with once we have something, and then that might actually be counterproductive. Stop learning. True. In a way. The learning should never stop. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot for answering all the questions in the rapid fire, Sanoop.
Yeah, pleasure is mine.